One of the most difficult things about doing these regular channels, I'm doing 5 a week, is coming up with questions, coming up with topics, things to ask. So if you're watching this and you have some questions that you would like answered, please put them in a comment, because it would be very useful to me to have somebody, people supplying me with questions, because it does become difficult. And I want to create information which is useful for everyone rather than just be completely self-indulgent. And I've answered most things that I can think of, which are not super personal. I mean, I've done a lot of personal stuff as well, but I want to keep, I want to give, I want to provide, I want to offer something which is of use to other people. So, after a long meditation today, waiting for some question to come to me, I didn't really have some kind of flash of brilliance, but there is a question that my brother suggested to me. He was just sort of giving me some rapid fire question ideas of things to channel on, and one of the ones he offered was, is there a hell? So I thought this is something which is quite pronounced, it's quite iconic in the culture. So I'm going to just do a channel on this today and see what we have there. So, is there a hell? And if you have questions that you would like to hear answered, please drop them in just in a comment, and I'll have a look at them, and hopefully there'll be something there that I can work with. Okay, here we go. Greetings and thank you for the question. Is there a hell? Let us start by saying that both yes and no are true. So we'll elaborate on this confusing answer. If something can be imagined, then it is within the realm of existence. And when we say the realm of existence, we mean that it is in the potentiality of the infinite one. You are more a being of perception than a being of creation. You manifest, and in a sense you create your reality. However, what is more accurately occurring is that you are perceiving. So within the substance of existence, there is infinite possibility already existing. So every perspective of the now exists, and yet it does not imply that it is experienced. So it is not possible for you to imagine something that is not within this substance of potentiality, because you are a being of perception, not a being of creation in the way that the One is the being of creation. The One created it all, and this all includes not only that which is experienced, but also that which isn't experienced, that which is an alternative possibility. These alternative possibilities, although may never be experienced, already exist, and it includes anything that you or another can imagine. So, from this understanding, yes, hell does exist. Because hell has been imagined, hell has been written about. So yes, hell does exist. However, from this understanding to follow, hell does not exist. You are a being of perception, as we've said. And as a being of perception, surrounded by a realm of infinite choice, then there is the freedom of choosing your experience, rather than being forced to be put into an experience. So, the way that hell is known in the cultures to which it is relevant on your planet, that mostly it is a place that you go if you have been evil or a wrongdoer during the life that you have lived. And if you have been this being of malice, malevolence, evil, then your punishment for having been less than virtuous is to be sent to a place where you will be in a state of perpetual suffering. While this outcome is a possibility, it is only a possibility if that is what you choose. When you conclude your life, there is a gathering, and you will be harvested back to the light. While this is the predominant process, it is still a choice to go back to the light, to be reharvested back into an energetic state, awaiting the next incarnation within your cycle of awakening. You can choose to not return to this state, to not go through this predominant process. However, when your objective is to awaken through experience, to fulfill the divine purpose, then going through this process of being reharvested back to the light, to an energetic state, awaiting your next incarnation cycle when the time is right, when the conditions are right for you to be downloaded into another physical body in a certain set of circumstances which are conducive to you drawing from experience that which you are ready to receive, so that you continue this process of realizing who you are, of becoming awakened as ultimately the one in the physical experience. If you chose it, you can divert from this experience and have a different experience, which is through your creation. Although it is not something that you have created, the substance of the experience, but you have created the choice to have that experience. And so you perceive part of the infinite possibility in the substance of existence. which can be the experience of hell. When this occurs, mostly it is because those that have transitioned from the body are so entrenched in their identity and so entrenched in the belief in hell, and also the fear that this is where they are destined, then this non-relinquishment of the identity of the body, coupled with the fear that hell is their outcome, can draw them into part of the substance of infinite possibility where this experience will be perceived. So they will have an experience of hell, although, without realizing, it is not a condemnation, it is not an inevitability because of the way they have been, but instead it is their choice. It is the experience of the divine blessing, of being free to choose where your center is, of being free to choose and then subsequently perceive that choice. Fundamental to this concept of hell is that there is right and wrong. And through a process of judgment, if your wrongdoing tips the scale, then hell is your destination. However, from the more expanded perspective, there is you as an individuation of the light of the One. From this level of self-awareness, where you are the highest self, which existed before the body, existed during the lifetime, although in a state of non-remembrance, and then continues to exist after the body has concluded. This version of self, this true essence of who you are, is a being of light, has incarnated from the light, is made from the substance of the One, which is light and love. And so you are love and its derivatives, because you are constructed from the substance of the One. You are an individuation of the One, and the One is love and light. It is love and its derivatives. So in a very real sense, you are also love and its derivatives. You are pure benevolence, unconditional blessed love. And so this concept of evil is not contained within you. There is no malevolence within you, because you are an individuation of love, an individuation of the One. This is the true substance of you. From this higher self perspective, there is understanding that the purpose for you to be born into an incarnation is to continue the process of knowing thyself, of becoming more awakened to your highest self nature, such that eventually you will be the higher self fully realized in the physical experience. You will be awake in the dream. the lucid dreamer, the awakened master, fully realized of your highest self dimensionality in the physical experience, no longer being identified with your physicality, with the mind, the body, the personality, and instead conceiving this as something that you are wearing, as a temporary vehicle you are utilizing, as the machinery of the process, the assets which you have manifested from this highest self perspective, such that you can integrate into physicality for the process of becoming fully awakened, that you are the highest self having the physical experience. And through this, the One fulfills its divine purpose, the singular purpose for which all existence exists, which is to know itself experientially. And for this process to occur, then all permutations of experience are sacred, are pertinent, are contributory to this awakening, such that the One fully understands itself through experience. And so this scope of experience, if it will include all permutations, such that the knowing of self is to completion, then it is going to include experiences which are conceptually evil. So for some, in the lifetime they live, they will choose to have this experience of being evil, because it is a perfect integration into the unfoldment of the realization of self, which is, by proxy, the realization of the One. All experience is necessary. All experience is sacred. So while the actions in the lifetime may be judged as evil, because there is no true evil or true good from the most expanded perspective. There is only experience. However, we understand, we do not wish to discount that there are people in the human field that do things which are malevolent, which could be described as evil in a justifiable way. But this is the stage of physicality. It is the illusion which you have agreed to participate in, to facilitate this process of awakening of self, and by proxy, awakening of the One, because you are the One. The One experiencing itself through the unique perspective which is you, wanting to know itself to completion. It wishes to experience all aspects of itself to entirety, and that is done through the unique perspectives which it is, which includes you. And so within this realm of infinite individuation and possibility, there is going to be included in this the experience of malevolence, the experience of evil, such that it contributes to this awakening, to this realization that I am a being of light and love. So, this concept becomes more viable when you become aware and accepting that what occurs in this lifetime for you and for others across the physical realm cannot touch you, the true energetic, the true form that you are. In the energetic state, when you exist, where you exist in a non-physical form, on the other side of the veil, you cannot be touched by what occurs here. There is separation, because this is illusory. The life that you live and this being that you perceive yourself to be are in fact manifestations of the higher self. You are dreaming this life, and you are dreaming the mind, the body, the personality. There is no separation. You are not separate from your life. You are your life. You are dreaming the life that you live, and you are dreaming this identity. It is aspects of the same dream. It is all you. And this experience through this vehicle are not real. They're illusory. And just as you wake from a dream with a sense of panic at what has occurred, you are met with a sigh of relief when you realize that it was just a dream and what has occurred cannot touch me. I am invulnerable to what occurs in the dream. In the true essence of who you are, from that perspective, you similarly cannot be touched by what occurs in the dream. You are the infinite, immortal, invulnerable higher self, individuation of the never-ending, unconditional love of the One. So even if you were to behave in a way which is considered to be malevolent, to be evil, it is occurring on the stage of the illusory physicality and is instrumental to your awakening to the realization that you are not the darkness, you are not the malevolence, but you are instead love and its derivatives. This process of becoming realized that you are love and its derivatives is going to be facilitated, is going to be accelerated if you are able to choose light and love, benevolence in every moment. So when we say that the choice of malevolence, the choice of evil, is not right or wrong, but is part of the process, we also stipulate that the process is moving towards the ultimate completion of realizing that you are a being of light and love. So if you choose malevolence, you are stunting or inhibiting or slowing down this inevitable realization, this birthing into the awareness that you are the infinite one having the physical experience. And choosing the polaric opposite, love and light, unconditional benevolence has an effect of accelerating you in this process of realization, such that you become awakened in the dream, the lucid dreamer, the awakened master. So if you have concerns that perhaps because of the things that you have done during your life, you are at risk of heading to hell at the completion of your death, to you, we would say this: your fear of hell and your willingness to perceive hell are much more instrumental in moving you towards hell, such that in the experience which follows death, you perceive a hell-like experience. And so it is not an inevitability, but it is instead a choice. So, relinquish the fear that there is a hell, that there is a punishment, that there is a suffering which inevitably follows this lifetime as punishment for the actions that you have incorporated into your way of being in the lifetime that you've lived. And secondly, the principle of choosing love, of choosing light, of choosing benevolence, such that you may enjoy the kingdom of heaven, is an understanding which is entrenched in the human culture, because it is a recognition that to live as a being which has love and light for itself and all those that it coexists with is the highest wisdom, is expressive of your true nature, of your higher self presence. Because when you are authentically yourself, and you allow the real-time streaming of self to be broadcast instantaneously as your presence into every moment, then it shall be steeped in the qualities of love and its derivatives, because this is who you truly are. In the lexicon of human emotion, you are most accurately described as love and its derivatives. And so when you are authentically the true self in every moment, your emanation is energetically love and its derivatives. And so, through this awakened state, you can experience heaven on earth, where your propensity to be love and light brings into your awareness from the infinite scope of possibility the perception of experiences which are reflective of your energetic state, love and its derivatives. And life becomes blessed and heavenly. And on the other side of this same coin, you can experience hell on earth if you choose to be forgetful of your higher self, of your true nature, that you are an individuation of the love of the one, that you are literally made entirely from the substance of love and light, love and its derivatives, and nothing else. And so you self-perceive as a being which carries darkness, which has hate, which has divisive intent, malevolence, then this energetic choice, which is reflective of misconceptualization of self, it is a forgetfulness that you are the love and the light, and a belief that you are something else. And this something else is a being which carries darkness. This is a mistruth about who you truly are. However, if this is the choice that you make, and instead of purging the darkness, you identify with the darkness and believe that you are the malevolence, and believe that you are made powerful by choosing darkness, then you will, from the realm of infinite possibility which exists, bring into your perception experiences which are reflecting back to you the darkness that you hold. And this continuation and downward spiraling, in contrast to the upward spiraling of choosing love and light, love and light, love and light, if you choose to continue to be invested in the darkness, you will spiral down. And inevitably find yourself in a place where you are experiencing hell on earth. And while we do not mean this in the way that you will be finding yourself in the pits of hell in your daily experience, but in the way that you will be living a life where there is pronounced suffering, where there are conditions which are unbearable, which are diminishing, which cause you grief and subtract from your joy. Until perhaps it becomes unbearable. So in conclusion, let us say heaven and earth exist through your choice, but not through inevitability. It is a free will paradigm, and this is necessary such that you are discovered by the self. You realize who you are, rather than being shown who you are, where there is no discovery, there is no realization. For the one to fully become realized in experience, to fulfill its divine purpose, then this necessitates total and utter freedom to choose. And so the choice is yours. If you wish to become realized, to fulfill your divine purpose, to fulfill the purpose of the One, and be an awakened being, then choose to be heavenly. Make love and light your vibratory state, your energetic signature. Be a beacon of benevolence in every moment, so that you create heaven on earth for yourself and contribute to the heavenly experience of all those around you, which are aspects of you, and therefore deserving of the same love that you have for self. Because the love that you have for self, this love which courses through you, is the same love which courses through them. Because it is all an integration, it is all a network, it is all connected into the one being, the one which is love. Thank you, and we love you.